Happy Saturday, folks. This is Chaplain Scott Savelle, and this is my inaugural prophecy update. I hope to eventually be able to do these live, but right now they will be pre-recorded, or at least this first one will be pre-recorded. I don't know how often I'll do these. I may get in the habit of doing them once a week, or I may just do them as often as I feel that it is necessary, because there is a lot going on in our world today. If you caught my interview with Pete Garcia earlier this week, we talked about prophetic trends and how they are both converging and accelerating and seem to be pointing to the fact that the tribulation is going to begin soon. And before that, the rapture of the church is going to occur. So those of you who tuned in for that over on Pete's channel, thank you for your comments, your emails. Some of you have subscribed to my YouTube page. I think I went from about 47 subscribers up to around 160 or so. But go ahead and like this video and share and subscribe and share it with your friends and encourage them to subscribe as well. Now, I'm going to use a PowerPoint today. I won't always do that, but I thought I would today, since this is my introductory prophecy update, and I just want to make sure I cover everything I want to cover today. All right, so Bible prophecy, and this picture is taken right off my webpage, and we'll talk a little bit about that webpage in just a few moments. But Isaiah chapter 46, verse 10 says, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, things which have not been done, saying, my purpose will be established, and I will accomplish all my good pleasure. That is God speaking through the prophet Isaiah, and he is declaring that only he and he alone knows the end from the beginning. So this is my prophecy update for Saturday, April the 1st, 2023. It is not an April Fool's joke, by the way. My website can be found at www.fightforjoy.net. You can also get there by typing www.scottsavelle.com. Both of those links point to the same place. And I recently added a Bible prophecy link. You can see that about midway across the menu there at the top. And I'll be posting these updates there, along with other items such as sermons related to prophecy that I may speak or preach, that I may preach from time to time, and other items of interest such as news articles related to prophetic trends. So updates, sermons. Oh yes, my Revelation study I did at First Baptist Church, Hodgenville, last year is also posted there. I didn't think it was all that great, but everybody who attended did, and so I decided to post everything here on the website. Not that I don't think Revelation's all that great, I just didn't think my presentation itself was all that great. And of course, prophetic trends. So there's also a spot there where you can sign up to receive notifications when I add a new blog post, or I post a prophecy update, or anything else I may post there. I'll talk a little bit more about the sign up in just a moment. Also have a YouTube page. Looks like what you see right there. And to get to it, just search for Chaplain Scott Savelle, and that page should come up. You see my picture there, drinking a cup of coffee, so I'm partially hidden behind the cup, but you'll know you're at the right place if you see that. Let's talk about recent and upcoming blog posts. I recently posted a blog post on the rise of the 10 kings. I posted that back on the 28th of March. I think it is the longest blog post I have written so far. So if you haven't read that, just make your way over to the website and click on blog, and you'll see it right there. It'll also be on my landing page, but you can get to the blog from the landing page pretty easily. On Monday, I'm going to release a blog post, or post a blog post, on how will the world explain the rapture. If you've ever wondered how in the world are they going to explain all the disappearances that take place when the rapture occurs, this article offers a few possibilities. On Friday, I'll be releasing an article, Is America in Bible Prophecy? And right now, my plan is to release any of my new blog posts on Mondays and Fridays, but I can do it at other times when warranted. So if something really exciting is going on, so far as prophetic trends are concerned, I may write about that and push it out right away. Now, again, you can sign up to receive updates. So what happens when you sign up for new blog posts or new prophecies? If you sign up, you'll receive notifications that I've either posted a new blog post, the link will be there, or a new prophecy update or a new sermon. I promise you will not get any spam from me, and I will not sell your information. Now, what will happen if you sign up is I will add your email address to a private Google group that belongs to me. I'm the only one that can post in that Google group, and that's how I send out notifications. So you'll get an email from me by way of that Google group, and it'll tell you how to access the new posts. All right. So before I wrap today's prophecy update up, I want to give you a little bit of a prophecy update. On my website, and I talked about this in my interview with Pete Garcia this past Monday night, but I've developed a what you might call a grid system for interpreting prophetic trends that are occurring in our day. And so let me just share that with you real quick. If you're looking at the grid system here, you see various words that begin with the letter A. I like to use words that start with the same letter when I preach. That's called alliteration. And I thought I would do it that way on this grid there to help me remember the different signs that are occurring today, or rather than signs, I prefer to call them prophetic trends, because I believe the sign itself occurs during the tribulation time. But we see these trends that are trending towards the fulfillment of all these prophetic signs during the time of the tribulation period, which the Bible prophesies is coming upon the earth. But one set of signs you see there are abhorrent and ambiguous on the lower left part of your screen. Abhorrent signs speak to those societal signs and how society is degenerating and getting worse. But what I call ambiguous signs, those signs or trends rather, would include weather, astronomical events, things like that, earthquakes. Someone, well, more than one someone has said that earthquakes are continuing to increase. And my thought on that is that maybe they are increasing, or maybe news reports of earthquakes are getting better. They're getting more coverage. And so it appears to us that they're increasing. They may very well be, but I don't think we can be dogmatic about that. But one ambiguous sign or trend that I would also include in that is the weather. It certainly seems that the weather has been crazy of late. You recall just last night there were tornadoes down in Tennessee, northern Mississippi, and over in Arkansas, and a lot of damage. And I haven't seen all the reports. I don't know how widespread the damage is, but Friday, a week ago, a EF4 tornado hit Mississippi and portions of Alabama. And the tornado touched down just outside the city of Rolling Fork, Mississippi. And Rolling Fork took a pretty direct hit. I think the greatest loss of life was there in Rolling Fork. So you may have been following that on the news. But the tornado was about a mile wide. It was called what is called a wedge tornado. And that tornado continued to track northeastward, and it struck the city of Silver City, Mississippi, and then from there, parts of Chula, Mississippi, Winona, Mississippi, and Amory, Mississippi, before moving on over into Alabama. But Although I live in central Kentucky now, I was born and reared in the Mississippi Delta. I lived about 6 miles north of Silver City, there in Humphreys County. But my dad was born and raised in Silver City. He is now with the Lord. He went home to be with Jesus in 2018, but he grew up there. His mother, my grandmother, lived there until her death in 1993. And I had a couple of uncles and aunts who also lived there, all of them now at home with the Lord. But some pictures that are going to come across your screen now are just some pictures from the tornado event there in Silver City, and Silver City took pretty much a direct hit too. And Silver City is not a very big town, maybe a half a mile wide at its widest point, maybe a fourth of a mile long. It's just not a big city. The population's about 300, I think, at the last census. But Silver City is about 6 miles south of Belzoni, Mississippi, which is the county seat. It's about an hour north of Jackson, Mississippi, which is the capital of the state of Mississippi. But as you can see from your pictures there, the sign pointing you to Silver City, which was pushed over in the wind that night. And then you see a picture there of a tornado. The tornado hit at night, but that picture was taken during a lightning flash. And so some storm chasers were able to catch that picture. And then you see a picture there of some of the damage. And then a picture of my grandmother's house as I remember it. Of course, she died in 1993, and the house, the property, is no longer in our family. But you see what we'll call the before picture there, and then the house after the tornado passed through. And then you see an aerial shot there that's not very clear, but the house circled on the left, lower left of the picture there's my grandmother's house, and then the house circled there on the right, lower right, was my uncle and aunt's house. So a lot of damage from this storm, and it looks like it's going to be a busy spring so far as tornadoes and storms are concerned. But the Bible does seem to indicate that stuff like this would be on the increase in the last days. And ultimately, I believe those increases will be in the tribulation period, but we certainly see things trending in that direction. So, again, what I would call an ambiguous sign, because you can't be dogmatic about the weather, but it does make you pause and think. But anyway, in conclusion, thank you for tuning in to my first prophecy update, my inaugural prophecy update. And I always want to close these out by reminding you that Jesus is coming again. He's coming a whole lot sooner than most folks are willing to believe. And if you have never placed your faith and your trust in Jesus for the forgiveness of your sins, I just want to challenge you right now to come to Jesus. You can do that by simply telling God that you believe what the Bible teaches about Jesus, that you believe he died for your sins, that you believe he was buried, and that you believe that he rose from the dead on the third day. And right now, the best way you know how, you're placing your faith and your trust in Jesus. And the book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 13, promises that whosoever will call upon the name of the Lord will be saved. At least I think it's verse 13, but it is there in Romans chapter 10. So if you've never been saved, call on God right now and he'll save you. Okay, well, that concludes my prophecy update for Saturday, April the 1st, 2023. Look for future updates. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this every Saturday or pick another day of the week that's more convenient for me. But again, just keep an eye on my YouTube page, subscribe to receive updates, and you won't miss a thing. All right. God bless.